opportunities in. You're approaching that halfway point. Are things at this point?
I think we're off to a good start. I think we put a lot of thought, time into thinking through a non-two-a-day camp, a longer calendar, the use of the walkthroughs. We've got a pretty good routine right now. I think we're getting better. Still managing, a 5-week-long camp. So even though that we're 10 into it and have been doing it for 2 weeks, we're still on the front end, trying to keep people healthy but play football at the same time, and got to get pretty creative with that. I really like the chemistry of our team, the work ethic. Our guys want to get better. Our guys want to get coached. It's very positive, but we got work to do. And our guys know that. We are far from a finished product or a polished product or anything like that. Continuing to develop depth and continuing to develop on-field chemistry. But I absolutely like the way we're headed.
When we talked to the coordinators, it was a lot about continuity. On the defensive side of things, the staff is the same. A lot of the pieces are the same. Well, offensively, it was just kind of sliding a cog up and then bringing a few different guys. But again, a lot of continuity. Do you think that helps because you've got coaches that are also anticipating a little bit what you're thinking?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's as much anticipating what I'm thinking. I think we all know the program that we're wanting to run, trying to run, and are running, and so we're on the same page. There's not an issue with that at all. The continuity for our guys in terms of on the field, being a full second year into our defense. I mean, we're just in a different place from where we were. In terms of our guys knowing it and their comfort level and the ability to coach detail. And then offensively, I think, so far it's really gone just the way that I had hoped, and that even if you have the same coordinator from year to year, there's always nuances because any good coach is going to accentuate strengths and, try to improve weaknesses in terms of personnel and all that. So it's always going to vacillate a little bit. And so you have that. And then, whenever you have someone new who's making the decisions about how to run the practice and call the plays, it's going to have a different feel to it. However, our terminology and our offense, our guys are definitely familiar with, and so it was not a start over.
When you look at it, you kind of kept a lot of the same one game at a time, flush it mentality, and you're still using that in practice as well. Is that really kind of the motto that the guys are rallying behind because it worked so much last year, just one play at a time, one moment at a time?
Well, we want to be for real. That's and we've defined what that means for us. And then there's really 3 things that we're focusing on in order to make that happen. And one of those things is trying to go 1-0, even within each day with everything that we're doing. It's a hard way to go about it. It really is. But it's the best. When you can have 105 guys in an entire program that are not going to get complacent, not going to get down, not going to let anything beat you twice, not going to feel good about yourself in a way that you're not going to be at your best, and humble and hungry to get better the next play, the next day, whatever it is, the next game. And so I think our guys have done a fantastic job with focusing on the 1-0. One of our players said it as good as I've heard it. He said, when something goes wrong or when I've done something that I didn't want to do, I don't really want to hear 1-0. But he goes, I have to go 1-0. I have to be able to learn from it and then flush it, whether it was good or bad, and move on. And, I think that's the sign of the maturity of a team if we can actually do that. And I know that we're going after it hard.
A lot of people look on the defensive side of the ball. You've got so many pieces that come back, and the defense made that a big step. But now you've got to take that next step again. We went from last in the country up to the midpoint, and I know Coach Nethery would like to be in the top percentage if he can. How do you think the defense goes about making that jump to that next level?
Well, I think, one, again, when you have so many guys with playing experience in the system now for the second year coming back, I think that's part of it. I do think that we came out of the season with a healthy confidence. They believe in what we're doing. And again, our guys are pretty driven to want to be our best. So that next step is, again, we're coaching the detail of it and some of the nuances and, just trying to take it to the next level. We graduated some pretty good football players too. And so our depth and staying healthy, and we have some guys playing in different positions. So we're not a finished product, like I said, but we're on a good path.
On the offensive side of things, you look at it skill position-wise, everybody's back. And the hope is, of course, they stay healthy. And we get to game 2 last year, and Shaq gets his unfortunate injury. But there's always that next man up mentality, too. In position battles, do you think that kind of pushing that next person to get better is kind of what I've seen in practice? Have you kind of seen it that way too?
Well, I think I'm understanding you. With the next man up, there's always somebody. We're always going to play with 11 players. The challenge is, is there a drop from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 and all that, or is it, hey, whoever's in there is above the line and we can play with and win with. So that's really the approach. And, there's spots where we're thinner, than we are thick. There's places where we're pretty thick. So we're constantly trying to develop that. It's something that's through the years has struck me. Whenever I ask the freshmen, 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, or, since the middle of June when they got here, what's the most surprising thing about your time here so far? It is very common for guys to say, I still can't believe how much help I get from guys who I'm competing against at my own position group. It's just something that it's hard for them to grasp almost. It's like, look, I'm trying to take your spot, but you're taking time out of your schedule, after practice, at night, in the dorm or whatever it is to help get me better. That's something that we're really proud of. I mean, we're a tight-knit family. We're competitive because everybody wants to be out there. But I think it also, that dichotomy of being able to compete, but also that we're all on the same team. There's a line there, and I think that we come pretty close to where you want to be on that line, and in terms of competing with each other, but making each other better.
Offensively, the biggest circle that people look at is the offensive line, just because you're changing so many pieces. In your view of practice, I mean, you've still got half of it to go. How has the offensive line come around already with those new pieces being plugged in?
Yeah, no, we feel really good about how we're coming along, particularly in the run game. That's a place where we've been dinged up, not necessarily long-term kind of stuff, but just dinged up a little bit, and it's part of camp, trying to figure out how to practice but not get people hurt, and but it's allowed for us too to play a lot of different people, and there's a lot of different ways of looking at it because we had 5 seniors this last year. Really, there was 3 starters, so we have 2 returning starters, and then we have a couple guys who through the years have played some football here too, and so we really have 4 guys with playing experience back. And so at every position, we need to continue to get better and improve. The offensive line, we're definitely pleased with how they're coming along.
Away from the field, you look at events like what you held today, the Youth Day, and certainly you've done it in your time frame here. You've also done it when you were as a coach elsewhere. That not only gives back to the community, but also allows your guys to give back and make that touch with the student athlete, or the youth with the student athlete, because they'll remember it. Why are things like this so important to you and your program?
Well, like you said, there's the obvious reasons. I mean, football, especially with youth and whatnot, there's people who are trying to make decisions about what sports they're going to play and whatnot. And I think all of us involved in the game is so much deeper than just the game. It's such a powerful experience. It really is. And I want kids to play it because it's a powerful experience. And so there's that. There's reaching out to the community and for the community to get to know our guys and, so they can come and cheer them on. And it's like, I know that guy. I know he coached me. He played with me. He threw me over the bags. And so with the community, we want them to come out and be a part of what we're doing here. But then the other side of it, I think, with all the community service that we do, one of the things that the game of football should teach, is selflessness. And again, I played, lots of different sports, but this is if you're going to be good and you're going to be special, it is a selfless sport that you're a part of. And the outside, makes it a very selfish and, the way people are treated and all of that stuff. But in the team, you've got to be selfless. And so, we get a chance for our guys after a week of practice, where we went every day, and then a morning practice, to literally not shower, go put their shoulder pads down, run right back out, and spend an hour and a half with 160 some kids from the community. And they do such an awesome job. Our guys do, but there's power in helping other people and being selfless. And so just try to orchestrate some opportunities for all of us to be able to do that.